Hello everyone, it's Clay from Clay's Collections, and I'm back with a video finally. Sorry, it's been a long time. Life has been full is all I'm going to say. So I have a haul from Goodwill bins that I went to actually a couple weeks now already since I've been there. It's just taken me a while to film the video, but also as typical when I go to the bins, which is usually Friday afternoons nowadays, I stop at garage sales on the way home. So a few things from garage sales and actually a thrift store because I had to run to the bank, and next to the bank is a great thrift store that I find some great items at. It's always hit or miss, but found some great stuff there. So in fact, some of the best stuff I've ever sold or found has been at that thrift store. So I like going there when I can, but it's kind of out of the way for most of the stuff I do unless it's the bank. So anyway, let's just get into this. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. And I am a part-time reseller, I guess you could say. I deal in mostly antique books, but I also do glassware, some household stuff, and miscellaneous things. And I sell through an antique store in downtown Hopkins, Minnesota. I do not sell online any longer. With working full-time and all of my other responsibilities, it's just not in the time frame. So I don't do it. Bottom line. But let's see. Now I got to kind of remember what I found at the bins. All right, I'll go with a couple things. Mostly it was books. All right. But I did find, my wife and I love doing puzzles. I found this puzzle, Mount Rushmore. Never done that. It looks a little bit challenging. Fortunately, it's only a 500 piece puzzle, so shouldn't be too challenging. But that's a good winter activity for us, and we call it's kind of our stress reliever. When we got a lot going on and we just need to chill for a little bit, we put a puzzle together. And, you know, we have the TV going and work on a puzzle. I also found this pheasant scarf, which I was amazed nobody else had picked it up. And I do sell scarves at the Pink Elephant. And I'm surprised how many scarves I sell. Again, I pick them up at the bins. So by weight, I'm paying, 10 cents maybe for them. This one does need some ironing, but I just love the design on it. It's a beautiful style scarf. And so again, I sell them for $5 to $10 depending upon the scarf. This has a hand-rolled edge, so it's a nicer quality. There's no tag. Does feel like silk. So yeah, this I'll probably put like $7.50, $8 on that one. And I sell them. It's funny how scarves go. They're kind of like cyclical. I'll go a couple months without selling any, and then all of a sudden I'll sell 5 in 1 month, nothing, and then a bunch. So it's kind of a cyclical thing. Sometimes seasonal, but sometimes it just goes. All right, so let's see, what else did I find at the? Oh yeah, this one, Future Shock. It's paperback. But some of these, I love the graphic, the type font, right? You can really tell it's 1970s. This is the paperback version. I don't do too many paperbacks. 10th printing. This one's been reprinted a lot. Again, it was a bigger seller than they anticipated. So they get all these reprints. And this has not been, there's not a new edition in this. This is all still the first edition. So, of this particular printing, just multiple printings of that edition, which is cool. So I found that. Let's see, that was at a garage sale. Oh, I found this book. Has no name on the front or the back, just this graphic on it. But the title is Trouble with Trolls. So it's actually a troll book. And if some of you may remember, I just picked up a troll book in my last video or two. But this one is perfect condition, brand new. So however, but I must not have liked reading about trolls. But trolls are always a good item to pick up. And let's see, I picked up this one, Anne of Green Gables. Again, some I pick up classic titles, and especially like this one has a beautiful spine on it because people like to use these for decoration where they collect certain series. This is a Reader's Digest version, so it's not, high quality or highly desirable one. But again, it's got a great look to it, so you could use this sitting out on as a decorative item, or use the spine. So these I typically will charge about $5-6 for something like this. If it was like an Easton press, which is a better high quality, those are more $15 to $20 volumes. But I sell a lot of this type of item as well for decorative purpose, not necessarily for collecting purposes. And then I found Beatrix Potter, Peter Rabbit book. I sell a lot of these. They sell well. This one's in really good condition with the dust jacket, so that was good. And I also found this cat print. I fell in love with it. I'm trying not to get the glare on it. But it's an artist from California, and he's known for his cat prints. And this particular one is Siamese Cats of San Francisco by William Gregg. So yeah, I just thought it was cute. Cats are always collectible. I might put it in a frame. I have some extra frames. I might find a frame that it'll work in. Okay, so on my way home from the bins, I stopped at a garage sale, found this beautiful drip glaze California pottery planter. It's in excellent condition for $1. There's California, USA on the back, or the bottom, for $1. So I was like, sure, I'll do that. Beautiful color. I love that green. And then another garage sale got a free How to Remember Names and Faces book. I thought I could use that, definitely. I remember the faces, the names, not so much. Also found this, my first counting book. These golden books I always try to keep in stock. This one is an earlier edition of 1957. It does have one little tear on the front, but the rest of the book's in great shape. And then I stopped at this thrift store I was telling you about on the way back, and I always check out their antique book section. They don't have very many. They have a shelf in the general book section where they have a few, but they're usually not very good. But the better ones they keep behind the counter, so I have to walk up and then ask them to pull them off the shelf. This time, poor lady got a workout because I kept asking, because I couldn't see, they're so far back, and I couldn't see the titles, so she was pulling them and handing them to me, and then I'd look at them and say yea or no, nay. So, John Steinbeck, The Moon is Down, not one of his better known titles, but this is the first edition with the dust jacket. Now, the very first edition, first printing of this particular book had a typo. And if it has the typo, it's worth several $100s. Without the typo, $20, $25. And unfortunately, they put the silly label, price label, right on the spine. I don't know why they did that. And I used my label remover, the gummy tape remover, adhesive remover on there, and it worked really well, except for the very bottom part had already started to come off before I did that, but that's okay. I'm that I'll probably put that out there for like $15. Oh yeah, this is The History of the Emperor Charles V by Robertson, Volume 1. This was actually a whole series of books they had, the history of world leaders. And this particular book is from 1812. So it's over 211 years old. Still in amazing condition given that. It does have wear and tear, and discoloration of the paper. But I was like, this is now the oldest book I own. I'll do another video on an auction lot of books that I got, which some fabulous books. I'm super excited about what I got there, but that's coming up in another video. So yeah, so this was a fabulous book. This will actually stay in my collection, and I found out it's really not worth that much money. I was kind of surprised. So this is a $15 to $20 book, but that's okay. I'm keeping it for myself. It's gonna go up there somewhere. And then this one, Somerville's Life and Times, 1741 to 1814. This is his biography. He did it himself, and he thought his life was so awesome that he wrote his own biography. So this is dated March 1861. That's when this was published. Nice older book. This one has some good value. Again, I paid $5 for most of these, $2.50 for this Steinbeck and $2.50 for this other one. But so yeah, so $5 for this. This I believe was about a $30 to $40 book. So that was a good find. Again, the only condition issue is the top. It's has a little wear on it. And yeah, that's that advertisement. England in the 18th century. So this is a history book. There was a series of these about the history of England. And this is volume 2, but this one's from 1878. Another great aged book, actually in really good condition. You know, some wear to the top and bottom of the spine. Pages are in great shape other than some discoloration, which you would expect in a book of this age. If they were all clean white pages, it'd be a little more suspicious to me. Because I'm like, no, paper ages. And even in great conditions, it still will age. Then the last book is Select Essays of Macaulay by Thurber. And this one is from 1891. And this one actually was a good deal too. I think, if I remember, I don't remember off the top of my head, but $30 for this book. So some good investments for these books. And then this was another day that I stopped at another store, and you guys may have heard it, Turnstile Consignments. They're, you know, a chain across the country. And I stop in there periodically because you never know what you're going to find. And I'm going to show you what I found. I found 2 glass items. They were marked half price. So this is a Jeanette glass candy dish, pedestal style, in this green, yellow ombre style. And it was $3.25. I'm like, okay, I will do that for $3.25 because I can easily get probably 15 to 20 for this at the antique store. And it's in perfect condition. So couldn't pass that one up. So it pays, because there's several items I bought from Turnstile Consignment that I have sold for good money. So don't be afraid to check some of the alternative stores as well, as opposed to just thrift stores, because you never know what you're going to find. But this one was the one that really surprised me. This beautiful marigold color. It's not amber, it's red to yellow, ruby red. It's kind of an orangey color. This beautiful bowl, button and stars design. And this is the 10-inch bowl, again, perfect condition. And Ellie Smith is the maker of this. And so this was $9.50. No, it was $8.50 because, no, it wasn't even that. Yes, it was too, because I paid $4.50 for this one. So it was $9 for this. Even that full price is a great price, but $4.50, I couldn't pass it up. I've got it marked for $35 down at the Pink Elephant. Great piece. So that's what I have today. Great haul at the bins and the thrift stores and garage sales. Can't complain. We'll catch you guys next time.